I met a Dr. Henri Coandă. Now, Dr. Coandă is known as the father of fluid dynamics. He had over 500 patents on the way fluids flow around objects. He had flying saucers, literally things that levitate by using air flowing over a surface, but with no moving parts.
Al nostru Henri Coandă, împreună cu studentul său Patrick Flanagan, susțin că au descoperit ceea ce ei numesc Fântâna Tinereții. Ceea ce descoperi atunci când privești știința din spatele acestei idei este cu adevărat fascinant.
He built the world's first snowmaking machine that turns liquid water into ice by passing it through a special nozzle that he developed. And so he was 80 when I met him, and I was 17. We were working at a Pentagon think tank. He had a birthday party. And a few days later, he called me into his office and he said, "Patrick, I want to share something with you that I've worked on all my life for 60 years. I will not complete this project in my lifetime, but I feel that you will. So I'm going to give you my lifelong project, which has to do with finding the fountain of youth." Because he said there really is a fountain of youth. He said water is the most important nutrient that we put into our bodies and is the most ignored. And he said that water all over the world is different from location to location. And basically, he said that the best water in the entire world was found in a place called Hunza, up north of Pakistan. And he said that the properties of Hunza water, which had what he called anomalous properties, were such that if I could build a machine to duplicate those properties, that I would bring Hunza water to all the people in the world, and it would profoundly affect the entire world. And so he gave me his research, and I began my lifelong quest for Hunza water, for the properties of it. And so finally, after almost 30 years, discovered the real secret of Hunza water was a special mineral found in the water, a special kind of colloidal mineral, which gives it all of these anomalous properties. And so began trying to duplicate that mineral in my lab, and finally duplicated it after a period of a few years. And this is all nanotechnology. These minerals are very, very small. They're perfectly spherical. They're about 5 nanometers in diameter. 1,800 of them would fit side by side across a red blood cell. And these minerals have very unusual properties. One of these properties is that they can coat nutrients and protect the nutrients from oxidative damage. They can help carry nutrients into the body so that the body can absorb more of those nutrients. I was reading some work by Albert St. Georgi, a Nobel Prize winner in chemistry for metabolic research. He also discovered vitamin C. That's also his claim to fame. All the food we eat ultimately breaks down into hydrogen, which is burned by oxygen, creating energy that powers our body. And the end result of that long biochemical process is the production of water and the release of energy, which runs our bodies. And the second thing that he said is that no electron moves in the body unless it's coupled to hydrogen. In college chemistry textbooks, it shows electrons somehow mysteriously entering into a chain of chemical reactions in the body without explaining where the electrons come from or how they're transported. And when St. Georgi said that electrons cannot be transported without hydrogen, I became very excited. And the other thing that he said is that all living systems store hydrogen in their tissues in such a way that it doesn't require enzyme action to release the hydrogen. And so I began looking for hydrogen. Oh, the other thing is that he gave a chemical reaction that was done in the early 1920s and published in medical journals for measuring hydrogen in biological tissues. And when I looked at the chemical reaction, I realized that there was only one form of hydrogen that would react that way as an indicator, and that was H- or negatively ionized hydrogen. That's hydrogen with an extra electron. I then developed a number of instruments for measuring hydrogen, something called photon detachment. I used the chemical test that Albert St. Georgi used, and also redox meter, similar to what you've seen so far, that meter that Dr. Higgins has shown you. He eventually found that every fluid from any living organism is loaded with negatively ionized hydrogen. And when, for example, if you take an organic orange that's fresh off the tree and you measure the hydrogen, it has a tremendous amount of negative ionized hydrogen. But if you let the orange sit around in your kitchen for a week or so and measure it again, it's lost a lot of its hydrogen. And also when we cook food, all the hydrogen is gone completely. It disappears. And so I realized that there was a missing ingredient no one had ever talked about in food, which is H-, negatively ionized hydrogen. And I realized that I had made some kind of a discovery of something in fresh food that has been missed. So the strange thing is that I had a sample of Hunza water that was nearly 40 years old that I'd been researching all those years. And I went back to my sealed bottle. I had it was flame sealed in a tube so that it would maintain its properties. But I went back and I broke open the neck of the bottle and measured the water from Hunza land for H-, and it was loaded with H-. So not only did it have these special minerals, but it also had negatively ionized hydrogen.